The Moto Edge of 2024 is a fantastic device, especially at the price of $250. Side note, this phone at $250 is an absolute steal. No phone out there is better at its current price. You get an aluminum frame for the body, so you don't have to worry about any of that cheap plastic stuff. You got your volume and power buttons along the right side and a dedicated quick button on the left. Unlike the Moto G Stylus 2024, the device doesn't have a headphone jack, which sucks. I get that it's been a thing for a while to remove it, but I know they could have made it happen if they wanted to. On the bottom, you have the nano SIM card slot, Type-C charging, and a loudspeaker, which pairs with a second speaker up top. Looking at the back is where you will find that dual camera setup and also that vegan leather finish. Under that leather is a 5,000 mAh battery that has a max charging speed of 68 watts wired and 15 watts wireless. PS, no charger in the box. We all know the rules. You spend more, you get less. Looking at the front is where you'll see that beautiful display with a higher than usual refresh rate. It's an Edge display, a 6.6-inch Full HD P-OLED with 144 Hz for the refresh rate. Max brightness is claimed to be 1300 nits and is protected with Gorilla Glass 3. Under that display is a 32 megapixel selfie cam. And under that display is also going to be a fingerprint scanner, which is an optical one. It's not an ultrasonic like the flagships has, but it's definitely one that works pretty much 100% of the time. I rarely have an issue with it. Outdoor visibility? Check. Vibrant colors? Check. Generic 4K YouTube video to show off that display? Check. Across all the streaming platforms, your viewing experience would be amazing. Also, you aren't locked to that 144 Hz refresh rate. You can scale it down to 120 for improved battery, so keep that in mind. By the way, good luck finding a screen protector for this one. Under the hood is a Snapdragon 7S Gen 2. This is a mid-range chip, and it's paired up with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage. Overall performance from the 7S Gen 2 would definitely satisfy most users. Daily tasks like calls, texts, and emails aren't an issue. If you're a person coming from a flagship device, you'll notice the hiccups here and there, but it's nothing you can't live with. Playing high demanding games can be smooth, but I noticed with Genshin Impact, low settings at 60 frames per second is best for performance long term. I haven't run into any overheating issues, but regarding that internal storage of 256 gigabytes, that's where it ends, as there is no microSD card slot. So again, you get all of that for 250 bucks. I repeat, 250 bucks. Out of the box, you'll be running Android 14 with Hello UI on top. You are promised 2 major OS updates and 3 years of security patches. If you were to buy the Moto Edge 2024 today, you'll likely be greeted with Android 15 soon. I'm aware that Android 16 is out, but Motorola is currently busy putting new phones out with Android 16 and updating the current lineup later. Nothing new, the history regarding updates speaks for itself. And Motorola, about Android 16, we're waiting. But you got the Moto gestures we all come to love, like the chop action for the flashlight and twist action for the camera. Things I would never stop being a fan of. It's mostly a stock Android feel, unless you get the occasional bloatware. Hello UI is a solid skin. Getting back to that quick button, it's a pretty cool feature. It allows you to set it to open any application you want. So, a button you can assign a function to, what's not to love? As far as audio playback from the dual speakers, it sounds really good. Nice and loud. You won't be disappointed. Since there's no headphone jack, you'll have to use a dongle or Bluetooth earbuds. And by the way, you get Bluetooth 5.2 in case you were wondering. The cameras are pretty good. It's a 50 megapixel main sensor and a 13 megapixel ultra wide. Photos come out great, and that's for both the front and the rear. Video isn't too bad either. 4K is the max resolution, and both the rear and selfie camera are capable of it. There's night mode, dual capture, and a ton of other modes for your photography needs, but overall, it's a really good camera system. Easily, you'll be watching content for hours with that 5,000 mAh battery. This is a 2-day phone for a lot of people. I get a day of use out of it depending on my usage. I'm usually a max brightness, max refresh rate type of user, definitely on the heavy side. My guesstimation is 6 to 8 hours daily over the past few weeks. Battery gets an A for me. And even if you run low, that 68 watt brick that isn't in the box can charge you to full in less than an hour. Negatives would be the lack of a headphone jack, lack of longer software support, and lack of a microSD card slot. Are those things deal breakers? For most, probably not, but it's something to consider when other models from the same company has those features. Overall, I love this phone and highly recommend it to anyone. Anyways, thanks for watching.